In a grand hall with gilded walls and a towering ceiling, a crystal chandelier shimmered, filling the room with warm light. At the center stood a massive chess table made of dark polished wood, its glossy surface gleaming beneath the glow. The chess pieces were perfectly arranged, waiting for battle. The millionaire woman, elegant in her expensive suit, sat with a faint, playful smile on her lips. She radiated the calm confidence of someone used to power and victory. To her, this was nothing more than amusement, a joke to entertain her guests and prove her superiority. "Come now, boy, let's see if you can beat me," she said with a soft but ironic tone, folding her arms on the table. Across from her sat a slender boy in a simple t-shirt. He showed no hint of shyness. Instead, his eyes glimmered with sharp focus. He pulled out the chair, sat down, and fixed his gaze on the board. Without hesitation, he reached for a piece and made the opening move. His hand was steady, precise, there was no trace of childish uncertainty. Her smile grew wider, though a spark of curiosity flickered in her eyes. She had expected clumsy mistakes, a playful game at best. But in the way he touched the board, in the deliberate confidence of his first move, there was already a sense of strength. And while for her this was just a passing jest, for him the game had already begun as a real battle. The room, which only moments ago had been filled with light chuckles and polite amusement, slowly descended into silence. The guests who had gathered along the walls stopped whispering, their eyes now fixed on the chessboard. The match, which had started as a joke, was taking on the weight of something extraordinary. The boy sat perfectly still, his small hands folded neatly on the table when he wasn't moving a piece. His dark eyes darted across the board, quick and calculating, as though he could see the game stretched out several moves ahead. Every time he touched a chess piece, it was with speed and accuracy, as if guided by instinct honed long before this moment. The millionaire woman leaned forward, her easy smile fading. She was used to dominance, in business, in negotiations, even in trivial games. Yet here, against a child, her strategies collapsed one by one. Every trap she set was dismantled before it had even formed. Every confident move she made was countered with unnerving precision. The guests shifted uneasily. What began as laughter at the spectacle of a child facing a powerful woman now turned into murmurs of awe. Suited men exchanged glances, their expressions edged with respect. Finally, the woman broke the silence, her voice low, stripped of arrogance. "Where did you learn this?" The boy lifted his eyes, calm and steady, and replied simply. "My mother taught me to think ahead and to win." His words echoed through the hall, heavier than the silence that followed. And in that moment, no one looked at him as just a maid's son anymore. The chessboard looked like a battlefield. The millionaire's white pieces had been whittled down, collapsing one after another under the boy's relentless strategy. She shifted in her chair, trying new tactics, gambling on bold moves, but every attempt was crushed before it could take shape. His game was flawless, his foresight unnerving. Each time his hand brushed across the polished wood to move a piece, the room held its breath. The laughter and chatter that had once filled the hall were gone. Now the atmosphere was taut, electric, as though history was unfolding in front of them. The men in suits, arms folded, watched intently. Their expressions had changed, from amusement to astonishment, and finally, to respect. Then came the final move. The boy's slender fingers reached forward, lifted his queen, and set it down with quiet certainty. "Checkmate," he said softly. His tone carried no arrogance, only calm finality, like someone stating a truth that had always been inevitable. The millionaire woman froze. Her manicured hand hovered above the board, her sharp eyes fixed on the configuration of pieces. First came denial, then disbelief, and at last, a slow, genuine smile. For the first time that evening, there was no irony in her expression. "You're not just a player," she whispered, her voice reverent. "You're a genius." The hall erupted in applause. Not raucous, but steady and respectful, as though honoring a champion. The boy lifted his head, and his gaze, serious, steady, far older than his years, met hers. And in that moment, everyone in the room realized, this was no child's game. It was a revelation.